Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about two of the main reasons why you absolutely stink at jumping rope, okay? So make sure you stick around, you're not going to want to miss it, okay? Hey guys, welcome back. So as promised, we're going to jump right into this. Number one problem that's really preventing you from being able to jump rope effectively, and that is your timing. Now, I could have said rhythm, right? Same thing. Jumping rope is moving a rope around in a circular motion while you jump over it at the same time to a beat, to a rhythm. If you're one of those people that cannot detect and follow a beat, a rhythm, you're going to have a tough time being able to jump rope for more than about 2, 3, 4 seconds, right? And you know who you are, right? You're that person we all see, you at the party, right, at the wedding. You're that, you know, Elaine Little Kicks from Seinfeld kind of person. You know who you are. You know who you are. We see you at the weddings. If that's you, we gotta fix that, right? So today, I'm gonna share with you a drill that's gonna help you begin to improve your ability to recognize and follow a beat, right? So that leads us to number 2. The second reason why many of you are absolutely struggling to jump rope effectively is just from a cardiovascular standpoint. You just simply do not have the endurance. You do not have the stamina to constantly jump up and down and move that rope around. Now, this is a problem, right? Because on traditional pieces of exercise equipment, like aerobic cardio equipment, treadmills, row machines, ski ergs, whatever, you name it, bicycles, whatever. You can go as slow as you wish. There's no skill involved. If you want to slow down, you just slow down. But with jumping rope, because there's skill, there's technical skill involved, you either can get over that rope or you cannot. And if you cannot, the whole exercise comes to a crashing halt, right? If you're walking on the treadmill and you take a step, you know, inappropriately or incorrectly, I should say, or pedaling, or if you're rowing, and you've seen people in the row machine just rowing like crazy people, right? Out of control, like wild men. But it doesn't stop the machine, right? They can just keep on going, like lunatics, right? Like that. But with jumping rope, you don't have that freedom. You either do it right or you don't do it at all, right? We have to figure out a way to build that endurance, that stamina. Now, you might say, well, that's the whole reason I'm jumping rope, is to try to improve my stamina. Well, it's hard to do that if every 2 seconds you're tripping over the rope due to your lack of timing and rhythm, or because you just can't physically get over the rope, right? Because you're just tired. You can't physically jump high enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple of, I would say progressions, but it's actually regressions. Because if the starting point is, you know, an actual well-executed jump rope technique, then anything backwards is a regression. So I'm going to show you a few ways to regress the exercise so that way they can start to develop timing comfortably and continue to build endurance and stamina at the exercise, okay? Okay, so let's talk about problem number 1, lack of rhythm, lack of timing. This is an easy thing to fix, right? What I suggest is get some music playing like we have playing overhead here, or if you have an iPhone, download an app like a metronome app that'll just provide you that tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock kind of beat, right? You can make it slow, tick-tock, tick-tock, right? Or it can be tick-tick, 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 whatever. So download that and set it to a certain rhythm, a certain pace, and just ask your client to recognize the beat and snap along, or clap along, or tap, you know, their thigh along. Anything, move their hand in rhythm with the beat. Have them march up and down to the beat, right? Anything to get them to start to detect and follow the beat. So start that out. Just that's the drill in and of itself. Follow the beat, right? If they can't do this, we're in trouble. So you can't really move forward with the jump rope exercise, with the workouts, if they can't do that. So stay right there at the beginning of every workout. Get them to detect the beat, right? Punch along. Anything to get them to follow the beat, right? One, right? Anything. And this will help start to really develop a sense of rhythm and beat in them, and that will help them, okay? Because once they get to that point, then they can start to bounce to the beat, right? They don't even have to jump. They can just bounce. Like this is a slow tempo. You can even have them just do it every like fourth beat, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. See what I'm saying? Just have them do that. Because if they don't have stamina on top of it, and they have no timing or stamina, it's going to be very hard for them to keep up at every beat, right? Like, you know, especially if it's a fast tempo. So just give them like an every fourth or an every eighth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, snap. It doesn't matter, whatever it is, get them in this habit. And then eventually you can get them to the point where they can start jumping or bouncing, right, to the beat. So it's, see that? Now they're starting to move their arms in sync with their legs. So that's a progression there. You can start getting them to use their hands at the same time. So it's bounce and snap. Bounce and clap, right? These are little drills that you can do at the beginning of your workout to start fixing the problem of timing. Eventually, after a few sessions, they're going to start naturally being able to pick up beat and be able to, you know, really, and have them mimic the jump rope, right? So swing, 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 jump, swing, swing, jump, right? Get them in that rhythm. Okay, so now that we've solved problem number 1 with the timing, the rhythm, or lack thereof, let's talk about the endurance, the stamina issue. So if they're trying to use the jump rope exercise as a way to improve their stamina, they can't do that if every 2 seconds, oh, they trip. Oh, they trip, start over, okay? Right, you can't do that and build stamina at the same time, and then people get frustrated and they don't want to do it. So if they're working on developing their timing, right, and they're trying to solve problem number 1, that's going to naturally cause a disruption in problem number 2, which is the endurance and the stamina. So we got to figure out a way to eliminate that, right? And I don't want to tell them, oh, we'll go get on the treadmill, right? No, we want them jumping rope. So here's a little technique that I use. So I start out with 2 ropes. I ask them to put one down, and what we do is a little thing called shadow jumping, right? So once they get that beat, right? Once they get that, then get them moving that rope around, right? You can hear the beat. Get them moving that rope. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump, right? So with this technique, this shadow jumping technique, they're getting used to several things, right? Not only are they getting used to, you know, following that beat, following the rhythm and helping with their timing, they're learning how to use their wrist to create propulsion rather than their shoulder, right? This is not the joint where we create propulsion. We create propulsion with our wrist. So this drill helps them with that. So that's another great benefit of shadow jumping. And then you get them to start jumping every, say, 4th beat or every 4th swing. So it's 1, 2, 3, and jump. 1, 2, 3, and jump. 1, 2, 3, and jump. So doing that really helps them begin to develop their timing because they're counting and jumping at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. So it's helping with that. But also it's allowing them to continue for long periods of time because as you can see, I'm not having to actually jump over the rope. So there's nothing impeding them from continuing, right? Even if they lose beat and they get off, you know, they can fix it because they're not jumping over the rope. So you can then get them to start right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Just march in place, right? So get them moving the rope in rhythm to their steps. And then eventually you can get them to start jumping to the beat. And as you can see, they could do this for long periods of time because we're removing the technical skill of jumping over the rope. We're removing that out of the equation so they don't have to worry about tripping, right? Now, a great thing about this technique as well is it really gives you a lot of freedom to be able to really do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. I mean, you can jump up and down, you can use, you know, your knee, right? You can do that, switch, right? You don't have to worry about tripping. You can swing the rope side to side, like this. And again, you don't have to worry about tripping. So you can side to side, right? You can do all kinds of things. It opens up all kinds of possibilities when you remove the jumping over the rope portion at the beginning, right? So shadow jumping with one arm, right? They can go forward, they can go backwards, right? They can run in place. They can do a million things without having to worry about tripping over the rope, which gives them confidence, lets them have fun, they work on their timing, and they build cardiovascular endurance and stamina at the same time, right? So once they get really good at that and they're having a blast and they're just really enjoying the freedom of being able to jump rope, then you progress it and you take a second rope. That's right, I said a second rope. Now, in this case, whenever you're doing this, having short ropes helps. So it doesn't matter if the rope is, you know, too short for a person, right? Sometimes, you know, like these ropes are for like kids. So I could never jump rope with these under normal circumstances. But for this drill, when I'm shadow jumping, it actually works out. So you just get them to do the same thing, but they're using 2 ropes. So they're following rhythm and they're moving the rope. And they do not have to worry about tripping. So now they can start to bounce. 1, 2, 3, jump. 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 2, 3, jump, right? See how that works? We're building a sense of rhythm, a sense of timing. We're building a sense of controlling the rope with our wrist. And we're able to continually to move without having to worry about tripping over the rope and having our whole workout session come to a, crash and burn situation, right? So have them use the 2. And then it becomes really fun because now they're having to really use some coordination because before they're only moving one arm, right? But coordination is when you're moving multiple body parts together. So this doesn't take a lot of coordination as much as maybe say this, up, 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 right? Because I'm moving 2 parts at once, but when I start moving 2 arms at once like this, it teaches them coordination. So then you can just get them to start to really enjoy themselves. And again, they can just really start to, go for longer periods of time because they're not going to trip every 2 seconds. And this is going to really help them build their cardiovascular endurance and stamina. Now, it'll take them a couple minutes to get used to turning 2 ropes because it's a little bit weird at first. It does take coordination, which is another whole problem that people have, right? On top of the timing and the rhythm and the endurance and stamina. It's a lack of coordination. You know, moving their arms and feet together at the same time can become very confusing. So this will help with that. Again, just to repeat, get them used to following a beat, music, metronome, whatever, clap, snap. Get them to bounce. Once they can bounce, and then to fix the endurance problem, get them to shadow jump. So that way they can do a regular bounce, whatever, and they don't have to worry about tripping, and then escalate it and progress it to 2 ropes. And then when they get to doing this, trust me, you're gonna have them hooked, because they're gonna absolutely have a blast, and they're gonna feel like a boss, because they're gonna be moving that rope, doing whatever they want, forward, backwards, forwards, backwards, right? Side to side, jumping jacks. They can do anything because they don't have to worry about tripping. Even teaching them how to do the cross becomes much more simple when you have ropes like this, right? So I always start out with the 1. That'll be another whole video, right? But this is free. This wasn't in my notes. You know, so you can teach them the cross this way, and then you get them to do this, and before you know it, you get them doing this, and before you know it, boom. They're doing all kinds of amazing things. Their timing, their rhythm, their stamina, everything goes through the roof. And before you know it, you're gonna have somebody that falls in love with jumping rope, and they're gonna wanna do it, you know, for the rest of their life. So anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope this little explanation and these little drills help you see what I do when I'm working with new clients to get them moving forward almost instantly, so that way they can really enjoy their workouts and not, you know, begin to feel like they hate jumping rope and they don't get anything out of it. So test it. I dare you. Use it with your clients. Go out there. If you're struggling to jump rope, implement this into your workout routine with your jump rope. Get that beat, get moving that rope, get moving the second rope. Try that progression and see, I guarantee you within 10 minutes, you're gonna be 1,000 times better than you were before, okay? And if you do that, leave a comment down below and let me know if these little drills helped you get better, okay? I'd love to hear from you guys. Until then, you guys get out there, you know what to do, keep jumping.